Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video under the Positive Talk playlist. So as you can see by the title of this video is not like any other video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about all that I've learned this year. I'm going to focus and put a spotlight on the things that really did teach me a lesson, which I will definitely carry on, and which I have already, or which I might have already covered on Talk playlist or the self-improvement playlist. So without any further ado, let's get the video started. A very important point to be noted for why I wanted to film this video is because this year, out of there's so many of them, it has taught me so much. I know 365 days, it's the same every year. What's different? Things were different. Things were so different just because I wanted a change. Just because I wanted things and I wanted change within me, around me, and I wanted to see change everywhere my eye lands. It's not that whatever I'm looking at wasn't good enough for not having a change. What I mean here is that I wanted to change the way I look at things. I wanted to change the way I think about things. I wanted to change the way I feel about things. And what's funny is that it just feels like I took a pledge, like an oath, and like I told myself that okay, I am changing, things around me will change, and things within me will change too. I don't actually remember how I just slipped into this state of changing stuff and changing myself, changing my mindset earlier this year in the very beginning, because right now I am so grateful that I actually did believe in it. It might have been because A, I'm going to college. School's over. B, I'm meeting new people, which means I cannot carry the old baggage with me to meet the new people and show them my old baggage full of old newspapers when the people I meet have fresh ones. It's not going to go well with each other, which is why I think I really did a good job on it. I'm not sure. I think I did a good job on just removing my bag, keeping it behind, right where a part of my life was completed, that is, the school life was completed. And I'm really grateful for the decisions I made that time. I wouldn't say I have any regrets, because there is this quote which goes like this. Someone said, if I have regrets, I wouldn't have come here. If I regretted doing something, that wouldn't have led me to where I am right now. So I don't think I really have any regret this year. This year was like a roller coaster. A roller coaster with like a big dip, and then again, quickly, a big raise, which is so funny to me. I'm so grateful and so happy that it happened every time. I felt low. Every time I felt down, every time I felt that something was wrong, every time something was wrong, expectedly, unexpectedly, I just let it be. I didn't react to it very quickly. Those were like the core things which builds our character and values of who we become, and I didn't want to interrupt in that process. There was the first dip of this year in April, something that I did not expect, nobody expected, but that was fine. I accepted it with open hands, and I let go of the thought of perceiving it in a negative way with open hands. And what came after was just 2 times the joy of what went. And I'm grateful for me not jumping into a conclusion that, oh my God, whatever is gone is not going to come back. Yeah, kid, obviously it's not going to come back. But listen, if something goes out, there's space for something more to come. The second dip that I went through was November and December. It was just, both of the dips were something to do with my emotional well-being, and it was just really fun. I knew when I went through that, I knew it when I went through both the situations, that I will come out of it stronger, braver, and I will have the best time of my life after that. Because before colorful television, we had the black and white, and we didn't have the colorful ones before. Imagine it was the other way around, and we had the color ones before and the black and white now. I don't think it would be that progressive. One very important thing that I think I learned from all that I've experienced this year is that no matter how hard things get, no matter how hard people are on you, or no matter how difficult the time is right now, it will pass sooner than you ever notice. All you've got to do in that process, in that situation of you wanting to face it, or is you've got to let it be. Let it be. If there's a situation, if it's a bad situation, let that situation be. You are just going to spectate it. If people are going hard on you, let them go hard on you. You're going to bed being grateful, being kind to yourself, and then the next day you wake up again and approach them the same way you did every other morning. Because once people hurt other people, and they keep hurting them and putting them down, maybe because they might grow more than them. And that's completely fine. Insecurity is something we've all got to deal with. And once you feel not insecure, you feel like completely secure, that is the best thing you could ever do. Because once you stop feeling insecure, other people's opinion, other people's validation, other people, they don't, you won't even care about them at all. Because what other people think of you is not who you are. What you think of you is who you are. And that is what's important. Because they are not the author of your story, rather it's you. Starting off with my self-improvement journey this year, to be very, very, very frank and honest, This year is my first year of starting my self-improvement journey, and the self-improvement playlist that you see, that is so much that I've learned until the last episode. And I'm sorry for that mosquito, it's just disturbing. So starting off with my self-improvement journey, I started off with changing the way I look at things. I started to look in the mirror more. I did look in the mirror earlier too, but I wanted to change the way I look in the mirror. Earlier, I used to look in the mirror and say, "Oh
my god, she has a lot of things to change. She's gotta do this, she's gotta do that. Look at that pimple on her face, and look at the blackheads. Oh my god, that's too much oil on her forehead and nose."
I don't look at myself like that right now. I don't. I do not look at myself like that right now, and thinking of it makes me feel sick. Because how can you say that to your own body? How can you say that to yourself and not expect other people to tell you the same? Hello? Change comes from you, not at you. So I told myself that whatever I see in the mirror, whoever I am, when I stand in front of the mirror, is what I've got to fall in love with. Because I've got that. I'm born with that. The universe has given me that. I accept it. I just accepted who I truly am. And maybe I don't like my pimple. Maybe I don't really like my blackheads. But guess what? I really like my oily forehead and nose because it just makes me feel like I have shimmer on it. And it's a secret, please. Another thing that I really worked on, and it took me like 2 months, and it worked successfully. Like, very great progress, target achieved. And I still do it sometimes right now. So it was related to the situation I went through in April. So whatever happened to me in April, I didn't want to go hard on myself. I didn't want to go hard on things. I didn't want to think negatively about anything. Myself, no. Situation, no. People, no. Nothing. I didn't want to feel negative about the negative situation. What you feed in your mind is what it grows with. If you feed a really good dog or cat just a lot of snacks day after day after day, every meal, every snack, it's going to be so fat and unhealthy that it cannot even stand up for itself. Why do that when you can feed the dog or cat like a very less amount of snacks? It's going to be healthy. It's going to stand up for itself and for you, because you are the owner and you're feeding it the right amount of food at the right time. It will be grateful to you. I did the same thing to my brain. The same thing. I kept telling my brain in any negative situation that, hey kid, listen, it's not a negative situation really. People make it look like it's negative, like it's mostly portrayed as a negative situation, as a negative thing, but we don't actually have to take it in a negative way. Well, because what we can do is let the situation be and tell myself that it's going to be fine. Be it whatever, a tsunami, I will be fine. But the thing I worked on in April is called as working with your inner child, and that has helped me so much. Every time I feel so low, well, I've not felt so low in a while right now since April. And even if I do, like, if I see that red light from distance and I know that that red light's going to come towards me, I immediately talk to my inner child. I talk to my inner child, I talk to my inner self, and I just imagine my own self as a kid sitting right in front of me. How would I explain her this situation right now? I wouldn't tell her that it's going to end everything because she's going to get afraid. She's going to be worrying about it 24/7. But what I do tell her is, hey kiddo, it's going to be fine. You don't have to worry about it. Just let it be wherever the light is. Why do you have to think that it's coming towards you? Maybe it's just there. Not even moving away. It's just there. All you've got to do is not feed your brain with too much of negativity for you to walk towards the red light. I also learned that although you push away stuff from your past, although you shut doors of your past, although the windows are closed of your past, and you're like, I don't want to see anyone from my past. I don't want any situation to repeat from my past. It's not gonna work. I mean, sure, yes, we all have that in our heads, that once this thing's done, I am never looking back at that person, nor am I going to talk to them. I don't want them in my life anymore. Who says so? You say that? Fine, cool, make a statement. But let me tell you, if they really have a purpose in your life, again, they will come back again. If that situation has a purpose in your life, maybe because you didn't learn it in the right way, like you didn't learn the lesson in the right way, maybe you did learn like 70% of the lesson, so it's coming back and it's recreating for you to learn the 30%. Work on it. Really work on it. Just don't take an advantage of it, or just don't tell yourself that, not again, I don't want to do this anymore or something. Go for it. Go for it. I've also learned this, that once you stand up to face the red light, even though it's coming towards you, once you stand to face your past, even if you didn't expect it to be coming towards you, face it. Face it. Just keep it in your mind that this thing will pass me like passing clouds. It's just a fog rolling over. They just roll over and out. It's just not going to really affect you. It's not going to affect you at all. If it does really affect you, then you've got to connect with your inner child again. Because connecting with your inner child, I personally think, will keep you under control. Under your own control. Imagine just going through your past. You can tell that everything, or like some situation, some people are coming back, returning from your past life. Are you going to treat them the same way you did earlier? Well, if you do, that's not the right approach. Because the situation and the times you had earlier is not the same right now. The lessons you learned earlier are not the same right now. It's like both the people, your present and the past. So if you see any negativity, if you see any of your past situations or people or anything that you didn't want to come into your life again because you started a fresh life right now, it's completely fine. You started a fresh life. Hello, reminder, you started a fresh life. Does that mean you didn't change anything within yourself? No, you did. And you are going to show that past version of them, past version of you, how much you've changed. People from your past are coming back. Let them. Let them. Approach them in a much different way now, because you are who you are, and you are not the same person you were earlier. You are not the same person you were even a minute ago. That's so crazy. And one last important thing that I really learned this year is that don't take things really into your head. Like that red light, your past. No, just no. That's not going to serve you. That's not going to be helpful to you. That's not going to teach you anything. It's not going to prove you anything. It's not going to give you anything. It's just going to take away every time and energy you had that you could have done so much more and created so much more with, which is crazy. It's like winning a lottery and then thinking about, oh my God, what am I going to do with this one day when I have not even a penny? Are you that dumb? You have won a lottery. Can you just start celebrating instead of thinking what you're going to do with zero balance? That's just stupidity. I agree it is like planning and organizing and whatnot, but hey, point number 1, you won the lottery. Point number 2, celebrate it. Point number 3, focus on the present. Say goodbye to the past and don't look out for the future. Just be present. And being present is everything that's very important. A very wild example that I saw in a random video today is that imagine your inner child. Imagine yourself as a kid standing right in front of you. Okay? He or she is just right here in front of you. How are you going to tell that kid everything that you've gone through while also not hurting that kid, while also not making that kid anxious or feel worried or feel scared or sad? Or how are you going to tell that kid that things are happening for a reason and things will be all right for a reason? How are you going to do that? Fine, even if you do that, that kid is going to ask back, why is all this happening? Because all I did was play all day, eat what my mom gave, go to school, come back home, do my homework, eat, and sleep. Why does it know only so much? Because it lived in the present. Say one thing, literally one thing, right now to yourself that you remembered you did a year ago. A random thing. It could be on your phone with your friend when you were really down that time, like a year ago or like 2 years ago. I remember talking to my friend on the phone because of stuff that was happening around me at that time. This was like 2 years ago. I didn't want stuff to change because I was scared of change. The old me was scared of change. The old me didn't want change. The old me wanted to change, but then she didn't really want change. She wanted change, she didn't need it. And I think that is the most beautiful and powerful thing you can tell yourself every time you feel different. Every time you feel like you're not worthy, every time you feel like something's going wrong and it's going to end wrong, hey yo, shh, no. We're not doing that right now. We live only once and we don't want to ruin it. Imagine you take a book and you start reading it and you forgot a page behind, one of the most important pages. And that book is made in such a way that you can't flip it back. I think we're all going to be so careful about it. Do the same with your life. You can't rewind and change things just because you did not want that to happen because it led you here. Maybe you're not even there in your destination right now. Maybe you're just like progressing. Maybe you're just traveling in the vehicle. Maybe it's just processing. You've not really reached the destination. That's something that you currently regret wanted to teach you or wanted to give you. I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered almost all of the lessons I've really learned this year. Oh, also another lesson that I really learned in college is that no matter what happens in a day, no matter what happens today, or no matter what happened yesterday, it's all going to be fine tomorrow. Just know that, just believe in that, because me and my classmates, especially the classmates from my combination, if we all fight and if we have an argument the next day, we're completely back to normal. It's like, hey, what do you have for breakfast? Or like, we are roasting each other, we're just having fun. And I think that's how life should be. I think you've not got to take everything so seriously, like, dragging everything on your back. The bag's going to rip up. You've got to carry the most essential goods only, not anything more or less than that. With that being said, I think this is the second video of this year. I'm really planning to do one last video as like a vlog, but let's see how things turn out. So thank you so much for watching this video. I would really love to hear some of your lessons or some of the ways that you helped yourself out of any situation that was really hard to walk through in the comments down below. And if you don't feel very safe putting it out, it's okay, fine. Keep a diary. Just write down every single thing in that diary, because that's going to show you. Your personal diary is literally your SD card or the memory card, because you don't get to physically rewind and look at that, relive a situation or a moment, but your diary can make you do that. So anytime anything happens, just put it down in your diary or put it down in the notes app or the voice recording. These are the 3 I use, so that after a year or so, you eventually come across it and you're like, hold on, I did go through that, but that's so silly of me. Or maybe, wow, that's so brave of me. Such a good vibe, such a good evening. I know the light's dim. The only thing that you can see of a reflection is the fish tank's light. The sun's not completely down yet, but the video should be done right now. Well, have a great weekend. See you guys in another video before this year ends, because this year was crazy. Good night.